Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here. Welcome to another stream today, and we are going to be talking about the upcoming event, which is a Water Slayer event. And so just wanted to say hey to everybody in the stream. Before we even started, there was already a lot of chatter and a lot of activity. So I just wanted to say thanks for all your support and for taking the time to actually answer my poll. I put in a poll in my community tab. If you're a subscriber, you'll be able to see the questions I have. Basically, it's around, hey, how are you enjoying the streams versus the shorter videos, etc. So I got some pretty good feedback. So I just want to say thanks a lot. And so just saying hi to everybody in the stream. There's a ton of you guys here. This is really awesome. And I think there's been a lot of questions just on the deck. Like, is this deck a good deck, especially compared to the last event, the Fire Commander event, where it basically was, in my opinion, one of the worst decks that they put out in Generation 3. And so let's talk about this one then. Is it good? Is it worth it? And how does it actually work? And so I'm just saying, seeing hi, seeing a lot of people saying hi in the chat here. And let me know what questions you do have. And so, Mr. Hawklands, will I be going for this deck? I think I'm going to answer. So what I'm going to do this event, I'm going to do something I have never really done. And that's, I'm just going to buy the deck outright. Whether it's good or bad, I've been sort of thinking about this for a while now. Like, I saved up all my dust so that I could get it for a Water Slayer event. It is now a Water Slayer event. And I think I'm just going to go for it. And this actually will allow me to also play the deck, try it out, and see how it goes, so that we can actually have a proper preview or a review of the deck, so you can see whether it's worth investing or not before the event starts. I got my fellow guildmate in the house as well. Shalian, welcome. And Talk Loud at Aerosmith. Wow, I love that you're actually catching the stream while you're in a you're actually catching the stream while you're at a concert. So that's awesome. All right, so first let's talk about the cards here. And I'm probably gonna have to clear some space as well. I forgot to do that before we started the stream, but let's talk about this. So first, the shiny heroes are back. So this is what you're looking at right here. That was a shiny Master Collection card. This is a regular one. Let's go back and again, I'll kind of show you what we're talking about here. So that's a Palhana Acha. That's the event card. So this is a shiny hero. You can sort of see the art is a little different. Now, there is a chance for you to pull this every event, but really what they're saying is if you want to get this and get the highest chance of pulling this card, you need to actually spend some money to buy some gems. And every time you buy a $100 gem, you're going to get a token. And if you buy a $200 gems, then it's going to double the amount. So not quite worth it for me. The stats is a little bit better though. So you can see the stats here. I think the last time it was around like 6% or so. So you can see they're definitely more powerful. But, not going to do that. I'm just going to be getting it from my dust here. So we're going to start by talking about the deck here. This isn't new. So this mechanic isn't new. We've seen this before in the last Fire Slayer deck, the Fire Tech deck. Okay. Now this is a Water Spirit hero. So that's nice because there are cards in the past from a Generation 2 that you can use to help deal a lot more damage as well. And so let's take a look here. So the Master Collection card will spawn 5 water gems. And then if there is the buff Party Time, then it's going to spawn 5 Power Gem Force instead. It does have a single turn cooldown, so that means if nothing else, you can always match gems. If the Party Time isn't active, you can still spawn gems every single turn. It'll spawn 5, and it only requires 5 gems to charge it up. And so you could treat it as a regular gem spawner, and then when the Party Time battle skill is available, then you can go ahead and spawn Power Gem Force for additional damage. So that's how it works here. It does have a passive where every 3 turns, it's going to cleanse a enemy debuff. But it only cleanse 1. So from a hero. And so, you need more than 1 Master Collection card really to be able to cleanse all of them from all of your cards. So Colin William D, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with it, but not sure about its long-term value. So that's good. Like I'm hoping they'll be pleasantly surprised. Really, I think this is the event where I'm going to try something a little different, where I'm going to get the deck outright, and so that we can see how it works. So hopefully it works well. If it does, then that's good, and if it doesn't, then at least you'll have a chance to see it. And so Fabian, well, good night to you as well. Thank you very much. And we got people from Austria, and I saw others from South Africa and a bunch of other places as well. And so, yeah, so Omari, that is exactly what we're going to try and do. We're going to see if it's worth actually getting the deck. After I talk about the cards, we're going to go ahead and actually get them. So, Pauhana Acha. Now, this card is the event card, and this was the reskinned version of Happy Acha, which is one of the older cards in the game. So this is all reskinned. And my personal thinking was I wished I had seen a completely brand new mechanic, given that this was a brand new skin. And it's meant to be some sort of a celebration. It's supposed to be fun, and I would have really liked to see something different, like the player celebration tile deck, the only one of its kind. That was something I wished we could see more of, especially for something that obviously took a lot of effort to plan and to think about. But we have seen this, so that's the only downside for me. Anyways, the event card though, to me feels very weak. So it spawns 3 water gems and will spawn 3 power gem 1s instead. So it's a weaker version of the Master Collection card, but just spawning 3 gems to me is a much weaker skill, even though it only has a 1-turn cooldown. It does have 5 gem charge rate, so if you had nothing but an event card, you can't even charge it up outright by using it. And so to me, I would have liked to see more gems. I think this is one of the areas where I don't know what the right balance is, but 3 water gems for me seems weak for an event card that actually is harder to evolve. You have to think about this. This actually requires regular catalysts that's harder to get, and you have to farm for them a lot. Like it's not easy to farm for. And so it's just that, if you get more than one, it's usually going to sit there in 4-star or 5-star. It's hard to get the 6 stars. So I would have liked to see better, a bit better battle skill out of that. And so let's take a look at the ultra rare card, Angel of the Grail. This is a reskinned version of Morte Thronos. In fact, you can see the name here, Morte Thronos. And so he kept his sort of the demonic arm, because if you look in the original version, that's what he's got as well. But right now he's got a really cool sort of headgear, and he's got his wings, and he's cooking up a bunch of burgers. All right, so Golden Trickster from the Player Celebration will make this deck go. Arcadian, yes, I was thinking about that as well. There are a couple of options as well, so we can definitely take a look at those in some of the upcoming videos where we're going to talk about deck ideas. We could probably explore a little bit here once we get the deck here as well. So the Angel of the Grail, this is going to be the card that will power up your Master Collection card and your event, your ultimate form, which is the this is the card that will actually activate Party Time. So what you do is when you activate the skill, it will heal on the next turn, and also when you attack, it's going to create 4 Power Gem 2s the following turn. This is a very similar mechanic to the first Generation 3 Water Slayer deck, where you activate the Master Collection card, or the ultimate form, and then you do a gem match, and then it spawns Power Gems. So it's a very similar concept, but it has a high cooldown, 6 turns. So that means, you can't just continuously activate the Party Time status and actually get your Master Collection card to generate Power Gen 4s. So this is going to slow it down. It does have a passive that actually gives a Water Slayer attack attack increase, and it's a lot higher this time compared to the Fire one, where this will actually give you an increase of 40%. Now these all stack, so any sort of a attack increase is going to stack, and in Slayers it's a lot more pronounced than in Commanders, because the way the attack damage works, the attack damage is actually applied before the multiplier, and so it's going to be a lot more noticeable in terms of the attack boost. So this is a nice bonus here. All right, and so Sunday question, glad to catch you live. Good question. Can we get Sentry Storm? Yes, you can. In fact, I got one I can show off a little bit later. And Q Seaton, hello. All right, so now we can take a look at a support card as well. This is going to be a weaker version of the Ultra Rare card, and this will actually create a so this will actually heal and spawn 2 Power Gem 1s. So this is nice from a support card perspective, where it actually will now create Power Gems instead of just a regular gem. So that is nice, but I think that we could be a little bit more generous. See how like the event card only creates 3, and then the support card creates 2. Now like this is, I think, the time to make the support card create something like 3 3 power gem ones and have the event card go up to at least 4. Like it needs to at least match the previous event, main card status, so that it can go up to 4, and then we can move this to 3. To me, that would be a better balance, a better sort of skill for a support card here. But you can get the heal and you can get power gem ones, so it is a nice option for those of you who are looking for a free to play option. And this is also the card that is going to give you the increased Water Slayer skill. So the first thing I'm going to do is I need to clear some space. I'm probably going to get a bunch of cards. If I get the 2, I'm going to need to clear at least a few. I do have some gems, so I am going to probably clear those. But just give me 1 second while I clear them. I have to sort of think about what to do here. So just give me 1 second. Probably need to clear about 2 to 3 more. And here's my Sentry Storm. This is the card that I was able to get from... You know what I can do though? This is the card I can get from the 20 Dust Shop. And this is what we'll do. So I only have 1 Bedevil and it's equipped. So I'm going to actually dust some of these ultra rare cards because I can get them back for 30 dust. And so I just kind of feel like I don't, and I only have 1 of her. So I don't really think that I'm going to, it's necessary for me to just keep her right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and dust this. So the one nice thing about the buyback too, you can see here, I can go ahead and sell these cards and I don't have to worry as long as I don't have duplicates. I only have 1 of her, so I'm not really concerned about about getting rid of it. But some of these other ones, like Ethereal Drake and Golden Guardian, I don't have just 1 of them. I actually have multiple of them. And so that makes it a little bit harder for me to actually want to get rid of. And we do have a single matcha. I don't have 2. Again, I can buy her back if I need to. So that's 2 spots that I'm clearing out. And I have a few copies of Eternal Blaze. So I don't want to get rid of that just yet. Cobra King is one that I don't really care for either. So I'm going to get rid of these 3. I know it's kind of crazy I'm getting rid of ultra rare cards, but they are easy to get back. They're easy to buy back from the 20 Dust Shop. And so let's go and open some packs and let's see what we get. And then afterwards, we're going to go and forge this deck. And then we're going to play against, probably go up against... this is a good time to go up against the gold trial. So this is going to have a beast killer. That means it's going to be amazing against the sorter boss and also any other bosses that are creature types. Another question for Vishal. T's on the word on this deck. So, okay, yeah, I guess you're just answering a question there. Johnny Tables, am I concerned if I go after this Slayer deck and the Bio Blitzer version comes out? I have no dust for what is an obviously better deck. Yeah, so that is always the risk. And I think that this is sort of, for me, I'll be honest, I just feel like, I want to give you guys an opportunity to sort of see this deck in action, and I'm not going to have any regrets over it. If it happens, then I will just go for, I'll try for it. I'll try my luck in the, in the pack. And I have 3 of those type of decks already. It's a lot of fun, obviously, but, I think for this time, this is what I have set out to do since the Commander event. I've waited 5 weeks for it. I'm going to go for it. So I've got 10,000 gems here. And so I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm just going to let's go to tier 3. Like I don't want to just waste all of my my gems either. So de-dressing, thanks for the subscription here. All right, so let's go and open up 3 and then we'll see what we get. Be Like Billy. Hello there. And so first here we get also Ethereal Drake and 1100 dust, so that's good. Let's see what we get on tier 2. Now, obviously, if I pull it on the packs, I will still go for the ultra rare so that I can fill the collection. And then the idea is if I get, then if I could potentially get 2 Master Collection cards, then I might try for it for the ultra rare pack. And if I get that, then I can get a 2 Pink Star. All right, so tier 3, that's 2 Ethereal Drakes. That's pretty good. I also saw somebody get the Iron Spine Night Horse. So that is definitely an option. All right, so no Master Collection card for me from the pack here. That's another 1,500 gems back. And this is... it's a Maelstrom. Okay. Well, I was kind of hoping to get the free event card here, but I'm not really excited about it. So let's go ahead and clear this space here. So we didn't get anything there. Let's go ahead and clear this out, and then we're going to build a team, and we're going to play with that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and clear all of these. I don't really need more Ethereal Drake, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to get rid of them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now we've got 370, and let's go ahead and craft these cards. And then once we craft them, let's go ahead and check them out and see how they work. So, okay, let's go and craft. I have 29,000. Like I have about 30,000 Master Collection dust too. So like by the next event, I'll be able to craft another one. I don't have as much for ultra rare though, so that's the only thing. Let's go ahead and craft this. So there's one with a soul, and let's go ahead and craft this as well. All right, so now we've got enough. We've also got enough Water Slayer dust, thanks to sort of, me previously dusting some of those cards. And hey, we got an MTM in the house as well. Ultra rares have a higher drop rate from the Slayer or Commander draws. Iron Spine will probably only be on the Water Slayer pulls, tier 4, etc. Yeah, so I don't think I need another Iron Spine. I mean, everyone can have more Iron Spine, but I just kind of feel like, it is. I would rather get that would be the card that I would want over anything else, but I just don't feel like I want to spend the gems for it. So let's go ahead and forge. Let's get our ultimate hero. So that's 3 right there. So we've got those 3, and I don't have the support card, but that's okay. We have the ultra rare, so we can at least use the ultra rare card to power up. This is a silly thing. We'll use the ultra rare to power the ultimate form, and the ultimate form card can't power itself. That's the only thing. And so we've got 1 MC, and we've also got Angel of the Grill and some other Ramon. Thanks for the subscription as well. Oh, and before I forget, there was a Shelly McBurger asked for a shout out, and so here it is in the video. I gave you a quick shout out there. All right, and so we've got this here. Let's go ahead and build this team. Let's go ahead and put this team together. And how would I want to? I think I'm gonna want to swap the positions so that I do it like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put in my Timeless Lovers here. So Timeless Lovers has a very similar sort of way to activate a skill, in that you would use it 1 turn before you actually want to get the gems, and you have to do a match, and that's the same as I think the ultra rare. So then you would pair those 2 together. And I think the next one that I'm going to want to put in there is going to be probably Haldor, because Haldor, no, you know what? I can do Haldor, or I could do, I just don't know how many power gems we're going to get. So I feel like this might be a better choice, but I have to wait until I get hit. So I timing wise, let's start with this for now. We're gonna get a little bit fewer gems this way, but let's go for this. So let's do Water Slayer relics. And now, sort of the moment of truth, we're going to try and figure out, hey, how strong is this deck? And, how is this going to work? Now, keep in mind, I'm going to be playing against a solo, sort of a legend boss, which isn't going to give me the Slayer bonus. So it's not going to be the true amount that you're going to see in the event, but it should give you an idea of like how the mechanics work. And I'll be honest, I haven't really been using this much. So I'm using this sort of for the first time myself, and so I'm going to be learning a little bit as well. It's a spirit. I don't have good spirit relic, but I'll just use this for now. And the other option I could also put in here is my Sentry Storm. So if I use Sentry Storm, I could also increase the attack damage of my entire team, but we'll try that next. First, let's try with a all support hero. I mean, all Generation 3 hero, and we're gonna go up against. We can't go up against Surtur because I don't have enough tokens, because I used it all up from last time. So it's a water event. Let's go against neutral. I guess we can go up against Entropy since I have the most there. So I'll clear this later. So here's the thing: we're not gonna get the affinity bonus, but we are going to get the battle skill bonus. And I feel like Entropy. Yeah, it's not bad because Entropy would just clear dark gems and transform them to light gems. So it's not going to be an issue for us with this deck right here. So let's go ahead and try this out. So this is the deck. And would Vendor work with this deck? We're gonna try that out right now, Jim. So Vendor is like by itself is actually a nuke card that can generate power gems. So the thing is, I don't have Vendor because I had to sacrifice it for my ultra rare card, and so that is just sort of the unfortunate thing. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, we're not gonna do any damage, but we can use this time to actually figure out sort of, and you can sort of see the relic. You can see the speed up of the relics here. So that actually was a big change as well. All right, so remember what we need to do. We need to actually activate something. We need to activate before. I think we activate these two beforehand. And then we do a gem match. I think. And then you activate this so you can generate the power gem, and then you I should have activated Kaliba as well, and then you activate Master Collection card. So this is what it looks like. So we'll try this again. So like this is me trying this out for the first time, and so we're not really expecting to really defeat the boss here. And this is sort of the next turn where your ultimate form would actually activate, would not activate, but it would actually create the power gems. Oh, so it destroys the board. It doesn't convert. All right, so that's the thing. So now we need to wait 6 turns for the ultra rare card to actually be active. That's the thing I kind of dislike about this. Like there's a lot of, okay, so now we're ready. So let's go ahead and make sure we activate everything together. So what we want to do is we want to activate these 3 together. So this is actually not a great deck against Entropy, because Entropy destroys the entire board. So that's the only thing. All right, so we create gems there, and then we create this. So not a great amount of gems here, to be honest. So I don't think that was a good card to be using with it. We need some other options. So now let's go ahead and see. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to actually clear the armor first, and then we can see how much damage we can deal here. So I feel like this is probably not the greatest option. And I feel like maybe I'm not really doing this right, because I want to maximize the number of power gems that I have on the board, but at the same time, so this will actually create 5 first, but only if party time is active, and so I can only do this if it's active. Now I'm going to wait until Entropy actually clears the board, and then we're going to activate everything again. Yeah, so if I have a support card in there, then I don't have to wait so long. That is true. So let's go ahead and do this again. And let's see. Oh, I need to do a match. No. I need to do a gem match. So that sucks. We're going to have to get this back. So we just need to have... How many gems does this require? It requires 12 gems. So that's the thing. Ultra rare card requires 12 gems. And so that's a little bit more expensive. And so let's see here. And now everything gets destroyed, but that's okay. All right, we're ready to go after, I think, a couple more turns. And so let's see how much we can do here. And while I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and activate that. So let's go ahead and activate all of these. And then let's do this. Okay, so yeah, so right now I'm not getting a lot of gems. I think I would rather have... Yeah, okay, so now let's see how much damage we deal here with the ultimate gem here. And this is with the bonus, but we're off affinity, right? So 10, and if we were actually on affinity, it would have multiplied by 2, then multiplied by 4. And so that would have been 10. That would have been at least, 5 times 10, 54. So another about 200 billion damage. So I think this would have, with just that attack, probably would have taken out the boss. So unfortunately, I don't have the tokens for Sirs, so I couldn't take it down. But this is not a great setup. Like I thought that the Timeless Lovers would be better, but it didn't feel great. Like I kind of wanted to get something a little different. Like I feel like maybe I can time this a little bit better by using. Maybe I could time it better by using Lafada. And I almost wonder if it would have been better to just use 2 of them. In fact, would it have been better to simply do, this one and Now the timing is going to be the same. Let's give this a try. Okay. And so these are the two that we are going to activate last. So sort of, this is sort of my review of the deck right here, trying to figure out the mechanic and trying to sort of figure out what is going to be the best way to try this out. But I'm just kind of playing right now, and so there's a question, suggestion for Pinocchio. So I don't have Pinocchio, unfortunately. I just have the cricket. Yeah, so I'm not really showing the full strength here, and I have one. I don't have the other two cards either. I don't have the support card, and I don't have the event card. But I kind of feel like the support card and the event card aren't really going to, I mean, I could mimic it. I could probably mimic the event card by putting in another, maybe like the fox, right? But for now, let's try this. Let's go ahead and play again. We're gonna use the keys here so that we could try it. We also have Haldor, and there's a lot of other choices as well. 2 Haldor might actually be better because it then gives me 8 Power Gem 4s in addition to everything else. So let's try this, right? So we need to time it so that we're going to get hit next, which is going to be next turn. So, and we also need to do a match. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate this time, and we should see a full board full of gems at this point, right? And so everything should fill up. Yeah, there you go. And now we can go ahead and fill up our board with power gems. So this is a much better setup here. So this is really, how you can play with your support cards. This is going to deal a lot better damage. So what we're going to do is, we know how it works now. Let's go ahead and focus on getting the armor down. All right. And so once we get the armor down, then we can do this again. But again, remember with Kaliba, you have to time it so that you can only activate it just before you get hit. No, not with Kaliba, with Lafada. With Kaliba, it's just about making sure that you can actually match the gems, just like the ultra rare. And with Lafada, it's you have to make sure that you're going to get hit by the boss so that you can actually activate. So there's like some conditions here. This is going to be the deck that's going to sort of keep you on your toes. So that's what I will say about it. It is definitely interesting. And so now I want to see sort of the true, not the true necessarily, but like how much damage it's capable of doing against an off affinity, non-slayer boss right here. We're going to be able to get that in the very next turn. We're just going to wait one more turn. And in fact, I don't think we're going to wait one turn because I'm going to wait until, let's see. So if I wait one turn, yeah, I don't want to do this now because it's going to destroy all of the gems on the board right now, I think. So I'm going to wait. Yeah, I have to. This is the thing. It's silly with entropy because at this point I would have created everything, and then my entire board would be destroyed. So let's go ahead and wait one turn here. So let's go ahead and do this. All right. So now we activate everything, and then we're gonna see how much damage. Remember last time we did this, we averaged about 5 billion per card, and so now let's take a look here and see how we do. So we're gonna fill up the board, and it really is nice with the relic. Sort of the speed increase, that really made it a lot better. And so now we also heal, right? So keep in mind, we're also getting heals every time we use a battle skill. And so now with this, we can see how much damage we deal. So now, that was about 5.5, huh? So that didn't feel like it's any better. I thought that would have been a lot better because there was a lot more gems on the board. But we also healed 100% at this point. So that felt interesting. Like the numbers didn't seem quite right to me. Maybe let's see what will happen if we use the actual if we use the gems though. If we use the ultimate gem. So I think I used the ultimate gem last time. Let's use it this time and see if it makes a difference. And what I do know is we also have less power gems overall. Like, so that's definitely true. We have less power gems overall because we didn't have the power gem 4s from the timeless lovers. So that's a factor to take into consideration as well. All right, so let's go ahead and do this, and now we're going to activate everything, and we will have our ultimate gem ready. So let's go ahead and see how this works out. Okay. So we're going to fill the board, and then we're going to activate and activate. Or did I simply not activate that last time? That's why I didn't get the big damage. So let's see. So now 88, 90 multiplier, 5.4. Yeah, so the numbers seem off to me. Perhaps Perhaps that's sort of the max here. So that's the sort of the amount of damage you can see from an off affinity going against entropy without any Slayer bonus here. But let's try with Haldor, right? So let's see how much better we will do with Haldor instead of with Kaliba. So this also gives us the chance to. So is it better to simply use 2 Haldor rather than trying to fill up with gems? Maybe. And we get the bonus here. So let's try this again. We're gonna use all of our keys probably just to try this out. All right. Sorry guys, this is sort of like, it's turning into a golden trials match here, but really I am just trying to see sort of like what are some of the better ideas, and it gives you an idea of how this really works. I think there's no better way to show how a deck works than to actually just play it out. So I'm gonna focus on trying to get the but I don't have the nice generation of my water gems here, so it's going to take a little bit longer. So I'm going to have to make sure that I actually just do this. So this is where Ilona comes in handy, because you could actually, if you can match 5, you can activate her every turn. So I need to remember to take that into consideration. So I'm going to just activate her every turn, and I'm not going to have my abilities, so that's okay. Yeah, so you can definitely see that it feels weaker. It definitely feels a little bit weaker outside of the event here. From where I stand, the light bile deck that I went up against, I used it against Sentry Storm, and I definitely had no problems taking out with the killer skill in place as well. So let's see. I mean, I bought the deck, and like I said, one of the things that I didn't buy the deck, I just crafted. So for me, this is an interesting learning experience, and I've wanted to do this, and I just want to make sure that why is okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do this. So now I need to keep the timing. I don't need to worry about getting hit, but I do need to worry about matching. So let's go ahead and activate here, and then we're going to do this. So that's going to give us five here, and then we're gonna get power gems here, and then 4 power gems, and then 4 power gem 4. So this is going to be a lot more. This should be a little bit more damaged, because you can also see the multiplier is higher, but just the numbers just seem wrong right here. Like, it hasn't changed. Like, did you guys notice that the numbers actually haven't changed? It's still 5 billion. It's like it doesn't go away from there, and so I'm not sure what's going on. And so, I've barely put a dent against it, but the goal here isn't to take out entropy, is to sort of see what sort of combinations work best. And to me, I think this is sort of the combination that will give you so let's do this again. So again, we're going to activate the ultra rare. Then what it's going to do is it's going to activate the skill. Now we can activate the ultra rare, which creates 5 power gems, the master collection card, and then the 2 Haldor. So this is sort of like a good option that you can go with for sure. That's a good option. 108. I feel like it should, and this one dealt a little bit less. I'm not sure what's going on. Like, all 3 different combinations give me about the same amount of damage, and I think this one is just because there's just simply not enough gems on the board for the additional damage out there, because it's a combination of power gems and also total number of gems there. And so this is what happens, I think, with just a single master collection card and a single ultra rare. From what I've heard, this is probably a deck that will require more than 1 master collection card. And so the question here is, do I want to go for it? And how much is it to go tier 4? Let's make sure we collect this. So I was kind of hoping that I would be able to get a master collection card from a pack pull, and so then I would be able to then craft it, get the second one. And so let's see. If I were to go for this, there would be another 2,000 gems. That will give me that'll drop me down to 6,000, which I will get a Water Slayer, 1 Paul Hana Acha, and 4 heroes. and a chance for a eight times chance for a Master Hero. I mean, is it even possible to get Pinocchio here? Like, what are they trying to tell me? So I don't know. So I definitely won't go to tier 5 because that basically will use up all of my gems. I have 10,000 gems that I started with. I'm down to 88. I'm probably going to play around a little bit more instead of just going for it right now on the stream here, because I think that it's going to be a little bit of a waste. I'm going to try and try my luck at the ultra rare first. If I pull the ultra rare from the pack, then I'm going to go for the Master Collection card. I just don't know if I'm going to waste all of my gems right now. So this is the deck right here. I'm going to play around some more. I think some of the things I want to consider is putting in a copy of Sentry Storm. I think that'll be a good option. And some of the other things that you can do from Generation 2 is also you can try a Gemfall. You can try some of the other things. You can try equipping an Eternal Drake with it as well, just to gain that board full of power gems instead of regular gems. That's going to be a longer fight though, and you need Fable Intensity. I think really the best, given its Spirit, Sentry Storm is going to be a really good card to go for, right? And so Spirit right here, Sentry Storm will fit well with this deck. And so we could give that a try, and I'll probably showcase that in one of the upcoming videos as well. Yeah, so it's a very slim chance, and 8 times honestly translates to 8% chance of getting the card, which means I have a 92% chance of not getting the card. So it's a very, very slim chance. 2,000 gems, not quite worth it for me. And so that probably just gonna stop at this point. And so the question is, like, is it worth it? Like, now that I've played it, it's hard to say, just because, I will tell you this much. It is definitely a lot worse than it is definitely a lot worse, at least right now, based on how I played it, than the Bile Blitzer type deck. But obviously the Bile Blitzer deck is the strongest deck out there right now for Generation 3. So it's a little bit unfair to make that comparison. Is it a fun deck? Is it going to be a successful deck? I'm curious. I think that it is a 3-turn deck, right? So it's a 3-turn deck rather than a 2-turn deck. And if everybody's going with a 3-turn deck, and keep in mind, Water Slayer decks have not been great for quick damage, right? Unless you use like a Generation 2 combination. So everybody's going to be sort of on the playing field. Really, the things you need to think about is, can it take on an ultimate hero? Can you get MVP against the bosses? Those are the 2 most important things for a Slayer event. Based on what I've seen so far, I think with the right combination, I think it could, right? And obviously with the killer bonus, it's always going to be effective against regular bosses. The question is going to be how well it will perform against an ultimate boss, and I will have that information for you later on throughout the week. And so I think I saw a recommendation for activating. So activate the Master Hero first, and then you Ultra Rare on turn 2. I need something to activate Party Time. I thought that's what I did. So I think what I did was I activated the Ultra Rare first. What you're saying is I should change the order to, yeah, this is the fact that I didn't play this well. So what you're saying is I should activate Master card first, then on the second turn, set the Ultra, I need something to activate Party Time. I thought that Party Time only gets activated if I attack, right? So, oh no, the battle skill will activate. Okay. You know what? Before I sign off, I won't feel good unless I try this myself. So I'm going to try this one more time against the Legend Trial boss. How many keys do I have left? I'm just going to try this. I've got 15 keys. That's more than enough. I'm going to give this one more try just to see, and then we're going to quit right out. And instead of 4 Haldor, I'm going to try with 1. Sorry, guys. We're going to try with 1, probably Lafada, because I like Lafada a little bit better. Okay. So thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. So let's try this for real. Let's see if that makes a difference. So activate the Master Collection card first. But if I activate the Master Collection card, then activate Master Hero first. activate Master Hero first. So I would need to actually match 5. What difference does that make though? Then Ultra Rare on turn 2. When I activate it, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm confused a little bit. So like I feel like the way that the way that this works is that you would need to activate this. So when this activates, so this card will create Power Gem 4s while it attacks and then apply the Party Time. So Party Time gets active the next turn after you've activated and attacked from the Ultra Rare. And then the Master Collection, the Ultimate form, will then create 5 Power Gems instead. And then the very next turn, then it's going to spawn Power Gem 2s. While the Master Collection card will simply create 5 Power Gem 4s. I feel like I might have done that correctly. So I'm probably gonna try. Let's just try it one more time, just kind of test it out a little bit. So you are first. You have MC next turn. MC again on turn 3. Everybody's got it. Okay, so we got a lot of different ideas here. So let's try this, right? So what we're saying is Ultra Rare first, right? So that's the Ultra Rare, and I need to do an attack. So I need to do an attack so that I could actually activate the skill here. Then activate UFMC. I suppose what I really should do is I should probably save the Power Gems, right? So I could actually activate this, but then if I activate this now, do I lose that? Okay. So now I actually do lose. Oh no, did I? Okay, so that was a little bit better. So I think that was. What does she do? So was the Party Time still active? I'm not sure if it was. But anyways, that seemed to be a lot better. So I needed to save the Power Gems after activating the Ultra Rare. And then when I activate the Master Collection card and the Ultimate form, don't just go right ahead and do a Power Gem swap. Just try and do a regular gem swap. You just need to connect 5 really. And then after that, activate the Master Collection card again. So that seemed to work a lot better, and I think that was because we activate the Ultimate form. So the Ultimate form activates the Master Collection card the second time. That makes sense now. Okay, so the Ultra Rare activates for the Master Collection card the first time, while the Ultimate form card activates the Master Collection card the second time. All right, so now that we've got it all squared away, let's figure this out for real. Let's figure this out the right way with this combination of cards. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna get it. All right. So I need to do this first, and then do a gem match to actually activate everything. Now I activate Master Collection card and the Ultimate form, and don't try to match everything if I can help it. This is going to be a little bit hard though. And then activate this. So now what I'm going to be doing is I have activated the Ultimate Hero, and now if I activate, so if I activate Master Collection card again, so that makes sense. So that makes sense now. So let's see. So this probably isn't going to change too much in terms of the damage because I can already see that it's a little bit less. But now I can sort of see the right way to do it. So yeah, that took a while of figuring out. It's a little bit interesting there. It is in order to maximize and optimize the number of gems, that is what you have to do. But yeah, it's a little bit slower. It's a little bit slower than my personal taste, but I'm glad that we at least sort of figured out the right way to do it. So thanks a lot for the suggestion there. And so after all of this, right? Like, do I recommend this deck? I think you have to sort of see for yourself whether this is something that you will enjoy. I feel that this presents enough of an interesting sort of mental challenge for me that I will have fun while I'm using it for this event. So I can take advantage of the killer skill bonus and also, trying to go up against the Ultimate. And I'm going to probably try out different cards. I saw a question like if I'm going to use Procambrias, like that will be an idea as well. Procambrias or Sentry Storm. These are all sort of the ideas I have in my head I'm going to try out. Will I use it after the event? I think that, the question I have is, well, I think that this is a bit better than the other Water Slayer team I have with the Timeless Lover, so I will probably use that over the deck. It's going to end up being a combination. What I don't like is that this deck has a dependency on either the Ultra Rare card or the support card, and it just, kind of breaks the deck building for me a little bit. And what I don't like, because, I can't just take the Ultra Rare card or the Ultimate Form card and put it in another deck and have it work, because it's always only going to create 5 regular gems for me. It's never going to create the 5 power gems that I need. And in order to do that, I would have to bring in at least the Ultra Rare card, which is okay, but I would have liked the freedom of just taking one card and moving it somewhere else. Kind of like, the Bio Blizzard deck. You take the ultimate form card, you can put it in any deck, and it will be successful by itself. This isn't one of those decks. It does take more than 2 turns to actually complete. So for me, this is probably, I rate it above the Timeless Lovers, and I rate it below the Bio Blizzard type deck. But in terms of the water deck that we've seen, I think the Pinocchio deck is better. The Pinocchio deck has much better synergy in getting the gems out there, and also getting the power gems and the gems all aligned, and you can deal a lot more damage a lot faster. I think it's a 3 turn, but this feels like a 3 to 4 turn, and you have to sort of really think about the placement of your gems. So this is like right in the middle for me. I can't remember how the very, very first one actually, the one with Fist of Islam with Dr. Nuna, I don't remember how well they do, but I think it was a very straightforward, with Haldor, it's just power gems after power gems. So to me, this is probably like right in the middle, if not the second bottom sort of for me. But for me, the Timeless Lovers deck is on the bottom, and this goes above that. So that's that's sort of my feedback on the deck itself. And if you like what you saw, and if this is the right type of deck for you, then I think you'll be happy with it. Hopefully I've showcased it enough so that you'll sort of know how to use it. And if this gives you enough information to not go for it, then I'm glad that I've done my job as well. So, Zach Smith, you've saved up enough dust to craft your first MC hero. Would this deck be worth it? So if you only have enough dust to get the Master Collection card and not the Ultra Rare, I don't know that it's worth it, because you really want to get the Ultimate Form to get the killer bonus. Like, if nothing else, you need it for the killer bonus, not just for the Master Collection card by itself. Because there are other better cards that can generate power gems without this requirement of a support card next to it as well. And so, Zach, I think that if you don't have enough for Ultra Rare, then I would actually just hold off and wait for the next one. And so, Omar, you have a free to play player, you think you'd be happy with the deck like that, then that's great. I think, you can, there are options. You can put something else in there. So we're going to have to try it and see. Okay. Yeah. So the Reaper, I think that would be that wouldn't be a bad idea. Like, this isn't a must get deck, personally, not a must have. It's a nice to have because it has Beast Killer. So it has Beast Killer, so that means you could actually take out Surtur if you were having an issue. But if you don't care about going after the Golden Trial Legend bosses, and you don't care about having the Beast Killer bonus, then there will be other decks available afterwards. So I used up all my dust. I'm not really concerned about it. I have enough. I actually have enough Master Collection dust saved up for the next one, because I can get them back this time, and I have enough time to get the dust over the next 10 weeks, I guess, for the Water Slayer event. I'm not really excited about Commander decks at this point, to be honest. So I'm going to be just saving my dust over 10-week period for Slayer events. I actually have more fun with Slayer events personally. It has more of a versatility in a Commander event rather than the other way around. I've always said this. You can use a Slayer deck in a Commander deck and not the other way around. So to me, I'm not really going to worry about the Water Commander event too much. So as long as I can get enough dust to build it back up for the next event, then I'm going to be okay. So I'm not really concerned or worried or sad about the loss of dust. But hopefully my investment helps you make your decision better. Yeah, Hokie, so I'm definitely going to be using the Draconic and Mado option as well. And also with, Karasu plus the Golden Trickster, another option. All of these things are good options. Pro Cambrias, mix and matching. That's what it's going to be about. So at least I have the deck to play around this time, so I can show it as well. And so Jonathan Sal, thank you very much. This is just me thinking about it, playing this kind of deck for the first time. So there was a lot of experimentation and a lot of questions and just a lot of what's going on moment, right? So we'll think about it some more. I'll be playing around a little bit. I'll see if I can come up with a short version of the video tomorrow, since I already have the deck. So that when the event starts, we can kind of talk about, hey, these are some of the other cards that go well with this deck that you can use. And if you don't go for this deck, what are the other options that you can go for? I think we're going to also explore the 20 Dust Shop, what you can pull from it, what cards are good for you to use. And I've already said it. You definitely want to go after the Spirit cards, which is going to be your Sentry Storm, Bonada, are all good options for you to get. You're going to have the catalyst to evolve them, so put them to good use, try it out, and see how it works. And so I think that's probably all I wanted to show. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything else. I've already collected all of my dust, I think. And there's also the Head Start pack. So don't forget to get the, not this. So never, ever, ever buy the premium hero pack. Okay, so just don't. That's my recommendation to you. If you're new, if you're just playing, don't waste the gems on that. There's a lot better options, especially since you can get this for free in a dust store. So let's go ahead and get the boss level. So we're gonna get that, so I can get at least some catalysts as well. And I think that is pretty much it from this event. Let's take a quick look at the news feed. I'm not sure I don't remember there being anything different this particular event, but we're gonna see. So the only thing I will say is, the change to the relic speed, amazing. I really like it. Notice the big difference. And the only thing here then is just looking at the frenzy bosses. So don't forget about the frenzy bosses. This event we will see fear. So fear is going to be a something to deal with. So you're gonna have to deal with toxin, and you're gonna have to deal with fear. And I can't remember what the support card dispels, so we're going to take a quick look at that before we sign off. So fear and toxin. So toxin will block anything that will actually heal, and so it's going to actually block your Master Collection card and your ultimate form, and and your support card. So I would expect I would expect that to armor. So armor is the other one. So armor actually gets dispelled anyway by the Master Collection card once every 3 turns. So it's not a big deal. I don't think that the debuffs are going to be that bad, because you will also be able to dispel it. So there's gonna be some other options, and so that's it for me for this event preview. I think that it's a little bit, I guess my personal feeling is that I rate this right now, if I had to give it a grade rating, I give it a B- for the mechanics, right? Not my favorite, not great, but it's not lower because I like the card art. Probably a B rather than B- if you consider art, but there's definitely better decks out there. And so you've seen it first here. Hopefully this helps. All right. So thanks a lot, everybody, for joining the stream here. I'm going to be back on Thursday. Actually, no, let me take that back. Thursday here is, it is going to be 4th of July. So it is going to be the Independence Day in the US, and that's a rare day off that we get. And so I will probably be spending with my family. I'm probably going to be taking my kids out to see fireworks. So it's doubtful that I'm actually going to be available for a stream this Thursday. I just want to be upfront about it. But if I can't make it, then I'll at least have sort of some of the other ideas for what I could build out of these cards, so I can still help you out here. All right. And so that's all for today. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for the time spent here. And I will see you in the upcoming videos or the stream if I do it this week, or if not, at least for next Tuesday. Thanks a lot. I'm going to sign off right now, and I will see you around. Take care.